Hey there, it's Lisa Vino. And if you want to write your book this year or just unlock your genius creativity, this talk is for you. I am an author. I have been authoring since 2015. I've made a lot of money. This talk is going to be about simply starting and getting your work out there, starting your work. And I'm an indie author. I have worked with publishers, but I see myself mostly as an indie author because that is how I make the most money. And I have a course that talks more about that. This is going to be basic level stuff for newbies, and it's a review of the fundamentals. If you're like me and you've already made a lot of money, but you're looking to scale up and go to the next level and become even more brilliant, even more creative, even more genius, write even more spectacular books or whatever you want to do. So I am going to speed run my top tips, and hopefully a bunch of people will watch this video and then I can take ads off my YouTube channel so that when I do my meditations, my guided meditations for authors, there's no ads. That's the goal. Here we go. Also, my hair kind of matches my bag. Yay! All right, so step one is going to be claim the identity. I had a really great teacher who said, if you've ever written something, you're a writer. And if you've ever had something published, even in a school newspaper, you're a published writer. I am paraphrasing what he said. He told this to us years ago at my college, kind of waved his fairy godfather wand and removed some of the imposter syndrome. I have to admit, I was able to step into the identity of writer very quickly. It took me a little bit more to give myself permission to do it as a career because I thought I had to get a job to support my art. And that making the money comes later. We're going to focus on getting you unblocked so you can move forward creatively. I want you to claim the identity of being a writer, an author, a poet, an artist, whatever it is. So go ahead, get a pen and paper and write out I and your name. So I, Lisa Vino, am a writer. I am an author. I am a poet. I am an artist. Claim the identity and shift your identity because you don't want to do stuff. You want to become the sort of person who does stuff. And everything in this talk is going to come behind this and support this one fact. Now, if you're having trouble claiming the identity, I get it. You were taught to wait for permission. You were taught by teachers who thought we were in a permission economy, right? You want to publish a book, you go to the person with the printing press and you go through all these gatekeepers and they tell you you're good enough and you're worthy, and then boom. Or you go to school and you do all this stuff and then you get a good grade and then you get a degree and you're looking externally for permission to be told what your worth is, what your worth is, what your work is worth. And it's just not that way anymore. It actually never was that way. We give ourselves permission, and the sooner you do that, the faster you can move. And I'm giving myself permission for new identities: speaker, author, teacher, nonfiction, fiction, all the things. I've already done a ton of stuff, but it's time for me to move forward with my identity and update it to be a blue-haired goddess. That's what I'm doing. So I want you to shift your identity. And when you see people doing what you want to do, you go, I'm like her, she's like me. Look at me right now. I am a millionaire author. And you might not have blue hair, but you can probably spot some similarities. Maybe you're neurodivergent like me or something. I don't know. But look at me and go, I'm like her, she's like me. And that will allow you to unlock your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is going, oh, okay, I'm a poet, I'm a writer. Well, I work all the time to protect my life and my identity. And not just keep my heart beating and keep the lungs breathing. Your subconscious mind also works to protect who you think you are. You're, and you decide who you are consciously, and then you have to build belief and evidence to really, really convince your conscious mind. But your unconscious mind will believe it right away. And again, make it easier on yourself. Start looking around at people who are doing what you want to do. So they're writing. You could look at Stephen King. You could look at Charlotte Bronte. I don't care who you look at, but start going, I'm like her. I'm like them. They're like me. And start adopting that identity. And your exercise is to go find an author's website, sign up to their newsletter. And every time their emails hit your inbox, start going, I'm like that. I'm like them. They're like me. Whenever you see their books on the charts or you read something you love and you're like, oh my gosh, start saying, I could write this. I could. Maybe you haven't yet, but I want you to start to shift the subconscious identity. And from there, everything will flow. Everything will flow. Once you shift and be like, I am a writer, you will write and you will stop judging yourself. I really just need to remove the judgment. But the way to do that is shifting the identity. So again, if this helps you, if you think, well, I've written something, great. Now you have evidence. You're a writer. And if you've ever had something published, even in a school newspaper, you are a published author. Claim that identity. Step 2, choose the muse over the manager. The muse is outside in the field playing creative wild. The manager is sitting at her desk, looking over the accounting and acting out of fear. She is trying to manage what is already there. The muse knows that she just chooses joy and all the wisdom and brilliance and creativity in the universe flows through her. And I know that sounds really woo-woo, but I need you to be happy and satisfied and joyful and curious and wandering to unlock your genius. And I'm getting coaching on this. I'm paying a ton for coaching, and it's the best author coach in the world, Becca Syme from Write Better Faster Academy, if you didn't know. And she said, Lee, I can't even coach you because you're so stressed. And so when you're stressed, your prefrontal cortex diverts blood away from your brain diverts blood away from your prefrontal cortex, which is where your creativity is. And it's all going to your, basically your fight or flight system, your sympathetic system. And it's ready to run from a bear, or, it thinks I'm at war. And so all my creativity is locked up. And then I'm trying to write a book out of fear. And that's what I call the manager. She's acting out of fear. She's like, well, what did I do? Well, I have to keep doing that. Or I couldn't possibly write a book. My mom, what would my mom say? What would my pastor say? And I went through all of that. And the more I choose what I love and love my books and move forward, the better I write. And even today, having succeeded, having all the stuff, I have a bookshelf full of books that I've written, and I'm still going, okay, where am I acting out of fear? And how do I get free again? And a lot of it is like going outside. And your exercise is very practical. It's from Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. I want you to, again, get your notebook. And I want you to freehand write. You're going to write 3 longhand stream of consciousness morning pages. And if you don't know where to start, say, I am a writer at the top, and then just let your hand flow. Any single word. It does not have to be complete sentences. It does not have to be complete thoughts. Basically, you're clearing the river of the junk. And woo! My computer's excited. My favorite book, this book really healed me. Women Who Run with the Wolves. Dr. Estes is like, you just need to exist and you're wild. But they trapped you and they caged you and they nailed you down and they said you have to get straight A's and you have to get a job and you have to get permission, and that's all lies. So we just need to clear that gunk and get unblocked. And I have hypnotherapy on this channel. That helped me. And I'm really excited to do more guided meditations like that. But those morning pages help a lot of people. So do the exercise, write out your morning pages, and that will lead to step 3, which is to build evidence. Remember I said we're going to shift the identity and then we're going to build up blocks of evidence underneath it. Now you collect evidence of your identity. And this can be redonkulous. This can be silly. It's like, I have a typewriter purse because I'm a writer, that. But when I walk into my office, I see this and I feel more legit. That's good. That helps. So, I'm excited. This isn't very organized, but this will work. And I want you to try it. Okay. Your exercise is create a kudos file. These are nice things that people have said about your writing. If you don't have anything, make something up. Natalie Goldberg, excellent book. All these books are good. All the books I put in here are amazing. Go get them right now. Natalie Goldberg, Writing Down the Bones, Freeing the Writer Within. She's like, if you're not afraid of the voices inside you, you will not feel the critics outside of you. Well, I needed a little help. So I have readers email me and tell me how much they love my writing, how it helped them through a divorce, through chemotherapy, and a painful medical period in their life, a hopeless period in their life. They read my books and they love them. And they send me these nice things that they've said about my books, and I save them and I do more. I make wallpaper for my office. That's my writing desk. And it's right over there, actually, in my office. And this helps me. So I get tons of bad reviews. But instead of focusing on those, because I want to remember, I want to choose the muse. I want to be happy. I don't want to be collapsed into fear with criticism. So I look at my kudos file and I look at the nice thing people said, and that helps build evidence. Before I had anything, I made it up. I was like, this book is the best ever. I'm so grateful. Lisa Vino is a writer and she wrote the best book ever. And that was my kudos file. And then it was a couple things my teacher said about my writing. And then I kept writing. It kept me moving forward. So what's cool is you just did your morning pages. So you can put in your kudos file, I did my morning pages today. I am a writer. And again, once you claim the identity, I'm not worried about like, write 2,000 words a day and plot your books and all the crap advice, which you're meant to find your own path and like what works for you. And it doesn't need to be a photocopy of my schedule or Stephen King's writing schedule. It needs to be your process. And I could probably do another whole video on that. And basically you need tools in your toolkit and you start accessing them and using them and writing and freeing your creativity. And I'm so excited. This is going to work for you. Again, this is all mindset stuff, but if I can get you to adopt the identity of writer, then you will take a stab at writing 2,000 words today. And then you go, actually, that doesn't work for me. I take a walk. I think about my scene. Then I dictate it. Then I clean up the dictation. And that counts as an editing pass. And then I do that 700 more times. And then I hire a friend to help me edit. And then, that's draft one. I don't know what your process is going to be. You don't know what your process is going to be. And it will change. If you have a baby, your process will change. Let me tell you. Ask me how I know. And that's okay. It's meant to grow and expand. You're meant to move and flow and unlock new creativity and ways of doing things. And that's good. But it all flows from you claiming the identity of being an author. In the beginning, I made a dream bookshelf. I made a fake bookshelf. I chose books. I liked their black matte covers. And I put my pen name on the spine. I know you can't even tell that that's not a real book by Lisa Vino. I know, it's amazing. That cued me. Our identity is cued by our environment. So I am telling you right now, look around your environment and anything that doesn't support you being an author, get rid of it. Anything that doesn't support you being an artist, actually look for what does support you and then remove everything else. Look for what brings you joy. Look for what you love. You're moving into your dream office. What will you bring with you? I'll bring this. Everything else can go, right? So, and that will allow you to update your identity. It's especially important to declutter and throw away old art or things that maybe people criticize, like a teacher criticized it. Remove that out of your life. Let it flow out of your life. That's a negative voice in your head. You don't even realize it's cueing you to think negative thoughts, but it is. Meanwhile, I'm over here with my rinky-dinky bookshelf. Now my bookshelf, I have a lot of black books, which is interesting. And a lot of them are matte black, just like those. And anyway, try it. It probably will work. I also celebrate my books. I say nice things about my books. Do I always do this? No. That's why I am consciously teaching this right now. So I remember I need to consciously choose to be pouring life into myself, into choosing the muse over the manager, calming my nervous system, and supporting myself and not beating myself up, dragging myself down, no matter what the market does. And no matter if I'm stuck writing today, I'm doing this to procrastinate from writing today. Okay. So, but you can see I supported my identity further with these little millionaire author mugs. $2,740 a day is $1 million in a year. So whenever I have a day like that, I celebrate it as my millionaire day. And I have more talks that have to do with this. I might be just making this video too long. But if you do the first three things, do at least the first step in this video and you'll go a long way, okay? And let me know how it goes. I want you to change your mindset. I want you to write your book this year. And here are some more resources to support you. And that's all I got. I can make these slides available if you want. Let me know.